Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Are you ready for a potential seismic shift in the global landscape? Forget everything you thought you knew about international relations, because today, we're diving deep into a development that could redefine the 21st century. Imagine this: after years of complex dynamics, sometimes fraught with tension, two of the world's most populous nations and burgeoning economic powerhouses, China and India, have reached a pivotal agreement. Today, we're breaking down the implications of China accepting a significant offer from India, an offer that could reshape global power as we know it. This isn't just about two countries. It's about the future of Asia, the balance of global influence, and potentially, a new era of international cooperation. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore the intricacies, the potential benefits, and the far-reaching consequences of this game-changing development. Make sure you hit that like button if you're excited to unpack this with us, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful analysis on global affairs. Let's get started. For decades, the relationship between India and China has been a complex tapestry woven with threads of cooperation, competition, and, at times, significant friction. Border disputes, trade imbalances, and differing geopolitical perspectives have often dominated the narrative. However, behind the headlines, there has always been a recognition of the immense potential for collaboration between these two ancient civilizations and modern economic giants. The specific nature of India's offer is, of course, crucial to understanding the magnitude of China's acceptance. While the exact details might be subject to ongoing official announcements and interpretations, we can speculate on the key areas where a significant breakthrough could occur. Let's consider a few plausible scenarios that would warrant the title of a game changer. Imagine India proposing a far-reaching trade and investment agreement that goes beyond simply reducing tariffs. This could involve joint ventures in key manufacturing sectors, collaboration on technological innovation, and the establishment of special economic zones along their border or in strategic locations. Such an offer would address the existing trade imbalance, potentially providing greater access for Indian goods and services to the vast Chinese market, while also attracting significant Chinese investment into India's rapidly growing economy. For China, accepting such an offer would signal a commitment to fostering a more balanced and mutually beneficial economic relationship with its largest neighbor. It could also be seen as a strategic move to diversify its economic partnerships amidst global uncertainties and trade tensions with other major powers. Furthermore, closer economic ties could unlock immense potential for joint infrastructure development projects across Asia, boosting regional connectivity and trade. The long-standing border dispute has been a significant point of contention between India and China. Imagine India offering a comprehensive framework for resolving these complex issues through a mutually agreeable process, perhaps involving land swaps, clearly demarcated zones, and confidence-building measures. Crucially, this offer could also include proposals for enhanced security cooperation along the border, joint military exercises focused on counter-terrorism or disaster relief, and a commitment to maintaining peace and tranquility in the region. China's acceptance of such an offer would be a monumental step towards lasting peace and stability in Asia. It would demonstrate a willingness to prioritize dialogue and diplomacy over confrontation, setting a powerful example for resolving territorial disputes globally. Moreover, joint security cooperation could significantly reduce the risk of conflict and create a more secure environment for economic growth and development in the region. In an increasingly multipolar world, India and China share many common interests in reforming global governance structures and promoting a more inclusive and equitable international order. India's offer could involve a commitment to closer coordination on key global issues such as climate change, pandemic preparedness, food security, and reform of international institutions like the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. China accepting such an offer would significantly amplify the voice and influence of developing nations on the global stage. It could lead to the formation of a powerful bloc advocating for a more balanced and representative global order, potentially challenging the dominance of traditional Western powers and fostering a more multi-centric world. Regardless of the precise details of India's offer, China's acceptance signifies a profound shift in their bilateral relationship. It suggests a strategic decision by both nations to prioritize cooperation and mutual benefit over competition and conflict in key areas. This historic development has the potential to trigger a cascade of changes across the global landscape. The immediate and perhaps most palpable impact of a significant agreement between India and China would be felt in the global economy. The combined economic might of these two nations is staggering. Together, they represent over a third of the world's population and a substantial portion of global GDP. Their closer collaboration has the potential to unleash an economic tsunami, reshaping trade patterns, investment flows, and technological development. Let's delve deeper into the potential economic ramifications of booming bilateral trade. A comprehensive economic partnership would undoubtedly lead to a significant surge in trade between India and China. Reduced tariffs, streamlined customs procedures, and greater market access would make it easier and more profitable for businesses in both countries to trade with each other. Indian industries, particularly in sectors like pharmaceuticals, agriculture, textiles, and potentially services, could gain access to the massive Chinese consumer market. Conversely, China would continue to be a major supplier of manufactured goods, electronics, and infrastructure equipment to India. This increased trade would not only benefit businesses directly involved but also create numerous jobs and stimulate economic growth in both nations. It could also lead to the development of new supply chains and logistical networks connecting the two economies more efficiently. China's acceptance of India's offer, particularly if it includes provisions for investment promotion and protection, could trigger a massive influx of Chinese investment into India. India's rapidly growing infrastructure needs, its burgeoning manufacturing sector, and its large consumer market make it an attractive destination for foreign investment. Chinese companies, with their vast capital reserves and expertise in infrastructure development, manufacturing, and technology, could find significant opportunities in India. This investment would not only help India bridge its infrastructure gap but also boost its manufacturing capabilities, potentially transforming it into a major global manufacturing hub. It could also lead to the transfer of technology and expertise, further accelerating India's economic development. Similarly, Indian companies, particularly in sectors like software, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy, could find increased investment opportunities in China. For years, global supply chains have been heavily reliant on China as the world's factory. However, recent geopolitical tensions and the desire for diversification have led many companies to explore alternative manufacturing locations. A closer economic partnership between India and China could lead to a realignment of global supply chains, with India emerging as a more significant player. Joint ventures and collaborations between Indian and Chinese companies could create more resilient and geographically diverse supply chains, reducing dependence on any single country. This shift could have significant implications for other countries and regions, potentially leading to new trade routes and economic alliances. Southeast Asia, in particular, could benefit from increased regional connectivity and trade facilitated by closer India-China cooperation. Both India and China are rapidly advancing in various technological fields. India has a strong base in software, IT services, and digital technologies, while China is a leader in areas like 5G, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing. A closer partnership could foster greater collaboration in research and development, leading to breakthroughs in various sectors. Joint projects in areas like clean energy, healthcare technology, and space exploration could yield significant benefits for both nations and the world. This technological synergy could accelerate innovation and create new economic opportunities in both countries, potentially positioning them as major drivers of the next technological revolution. Closer economic ties between India and China could also have a profound impact on regional economic blocs like ASEAN, SAARC, and initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative. While the specifics would depend on the nature of the agreement, it's plausible that a strong India-China partnership could lead to greater integration and cooperation within these regional frameworks, fostering more inclusive and balanced economic development across Asia. In conclusion, the economic implications of China accepting India's offer are potentially transformative. It could lead to a significant boost in bilateral trade and investment, a realignment of global supply chains, accelerated technological innovation, and a reshaping of regional economic dynamics. This economic tsunami could have far-reaching consequences for the entire world. Beyond the economic sphere, China's acceptance of India's offer could trigger a geopolitical earthquake, fundamentally altering the balance of power on the global stage. The implications for existing alliances, international organizations, and the relationships between major global players are immense. Let's examine the potential geopolitical ramifications. The most significant consequence could be a notable shift in the global balance of power. For decades, the international order has been largely shaped by the dominance of the United States and its allies. A closer alignment between the world's two most populous nations and rapidly growing economies could create a powerful counterweight, leading to a more multipolar world order. This doesn't necessarily imply a confrontational stance against other powers, but rather a greater emphasis on the perspectives and interests of the global South and a push for a more inclusive and representative international system. The United States has historically viewed China as its primary long-term strategic competitor and has been strengthening its alliances in the Indo-Pacific region to counter China's growing influence. A significant improvement in India-China relations could complicate this strategy. India has been a key partner for the US in its Indo-Pacific strategy, but a closer alignment with China could lead to a recalibration of India's foreign policy and potentially weaken the US-led alliance structure in the region. This doesn't necessarily mean India would abandon its partnerships, but it could lead to a more independent and multi-aligned foreign policy, prioritizing its own national interests and regional stability. Implications for Russia. Russia has historically maintained close ties with both India and China. A stronger India-China partnership could further strengthen the trilateral relationship between these three major Eurasian powers. This could have significant implications for global energy markets, arms trade, and geopolitical alignment in the Eurasian landmass. While there might be areas of competition and differing interests, a broad strategic understanding between these three nations could shape the geopolitical landscape of the 21st century. A closer India-China partnership could lead to a more unified stance on reforms within international organizations like the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the International Monetary Fund. Both countries have long advocated for greater representation and a more equitable distribution of power within these institutions. Their combined influence could accelerate the process of reform and make these organizations more reflective of the current global realities. This could lead to a more effective and representative system of global governance, better equipped to address the complex challenges facing the world. Perhaps the most immediate and significant geopolitical impact would be on regional stability in Asia. A resolution of the border dispute and enhanced security cooperation between India and China would significantly reduce the risk of conflict in the region. This would create a more stable and predictable environment for economic growth and development, benefiting not only India and China but also their neighbors. It could also pave the way for greater regional integration and cooperation through initiatives like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, and BIMSTEC. A peaceful and prosperous Asia, driven by collaboration between its two largest powers, would have profound positive implications for global peace and security. The geopolitical realignment resulting from a closer India-China partnership would also have implications for smaller nations in Asia and beyond. Some countries might see this as an opportunity to diversify their partnerships and reduce their dependence on traditional powers. Others might feel the need to adapt their foreign policies to navigate this new geopolitical landscape. In essence, China's acceptance of India's offer could trigger a significant reshuffling of the global geopolitical deck. It has the potential to usher in a more multipolar world order, reshape alliances, reform international institutions, and foster greater stability in Asia. The long-term consequences of this geopolitical earthquake will unfold over the coming years and decades. Beyond the immediate economic and geopolitical impacts, China's acceptance of India's offer carries profound strategic and diplomatic ramifications. It could signal a fundamental shift in the way these two major powers view their relationship and their roles in the world. Could this mark the beginning of a new era of cooperation between India and China? Let's explore the potential strategic and diplomatic consequences as mentioned earlier. The resolution of the border dispute would be a monumental diplomatic achievement. It would remove a major source of tension and mistrust that has plagued the relationship for decades. This could pave the way for deeper cooperation in other areas and build greater confidence between the two nations. Beyond the border, closer diplomatic engagement could also lead to the resolution of other long-standing issues and disagreements, fostering a more stable and predictable bilateral relationship. A closer strategic understanding could lead to greater coordination between India and China on major global challenges. Imagine them working together to address climate change, pushing for more ambitious emissions reduction targets and collaborating on clean energy technologies. Or consider their joint efforts in tackling global pandemics, sharing research, and ensuring equitable access to vaccines and treatments. Their combined diplomatic weight could significantly enhance the effectiveness of global efforts to address these pressing issues. Enhanced security cooperation could lead to a fundamental shift in the security dynamics of the Asian region. Joint military exercises focused on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief could build trust and interoperability between their armed forces. Cooperation on counter-terrorism and transnational crime could enhance regional security and stability. This doesn't necessarily imply a military alliance, but rather a commitment to working together to maintain peace and security in their shared neighborhood. Both India and China have historically emphasized the importance of multilateralism and a rules-based international order. However, their interpretations of this order might sometimes differ from that of Western powers. A closer alignment could lead to a joint push for a more inclusive and representative multilateral system, one that better reflects the interests and perspectives of developing nations. This could involve advocating for reforms in international institutions and promoting a more balanced approach to global governance. Perhaps the most significant strategic and diplomatic ramification is the potential for India and China to set a new tone for international relations. By demonstrating that two major powers with a complex history can overcome their differences and find common ground, they could inspire greater cooperation and dialogue on a global scale. This could help to de-escalate tensions, promote peaceful conflict resolution, and foster a more collaborative approach to addressing global challenges. It's important to acknowledge that this new era of potential cooperation might not be without its challenges. Historical baggage, lingering border issues, and differing geopolitical perspectives could still create friction. Maintaining trust and ensuring that the benefits of cooperation are shared equitably will be crucial for the long-term success of this partnership. However, the very fact that China has seemingly accepted a significant offer from India suggests a willingness to overcome these challenges and explore a new paradigm of engagement. This strategic shift could have profound and lasting implications for the world. Wow! What a development, right? The potential implications of China accepting India's offer are truly game-changing, with the power to reshape the global economic, geopolitical, and strategic landscape. From booming trade and investment to a potential rebalancing of global power and a new era of cooperation, the possibilities are immense. Of course, this is a developing story, and the full details and long-term consequences will unfold over time. But one thing is clear. This could be a pivotal moment in the 21st century, with the potential to create a more multipolar, interconnected, and hopefully, more peaceful world. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this potential development? What are the biggest opportunities and challenges you see arising from closer India-China cooperation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love reading your perspectives and engaging in thoughtful discussions. If you found this analysis insightful and thought-provoking, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach a wider audience. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future deep dives into global affairs and other fascinating topics. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay curious.